Hi everyone, I'm Deb Floros. I am a jewelry designer. I am a jewelry making educator and I'm a cool crafter. And tonight I wanted to do something a little bit different. What I want to convince you, cool crafters, is you can make earrings. Earrings are one of the most giftable things. So, speaking of gifts, I think the thing about earrings is you don't have to necessarily know what size somebody is. Maybe you need to know if they have pierced ears or if they like, little earrings or big earrings, but you don't have to know someone's size. It's just an easy gift. You can make them. You need a few things to do it. I'm going to show you a few things that you need, and I'm going to show you the easiest of earrings and maybe get into one that's a little bit harder. We can do that another time. If you want to, just save the very easiest ones for today. So first of all, earrings. You need ear wires, and I want to show you just a few of my go-to ear wires. And these are available in a lot of places. So let my camera focus. These are probably one of the most common ear wires you'll see. These are what are called French hook or fish hook ear wires. And these are really easy to use. They come in all different metal colors. I think these are like a rose gold. There are lever back ear wires, if you're familiar with those. So they have a little lever that opens and closes and usually have a little loop at the end that will allow you to attach something. So that if you prefer that kind of ear wire, I love these. These are kidney ear wires. You don't see these as often these days, but I will tell you what, these are magic. Every time I wear a pair of earrings with these ear wires, people flip. They're like, where did you get those earrings? Those earrings are so cool. And usually they're the simplest of designs because all you do is just attach something at that loop at the bottom. But they just add some sort of magic. I don't know. They're magical. So there's a lot of other ear wires available, but I wanted to show you just some that you might want to take a look for if you want to try and make your own earrings. Now, you can take those ear wires and you can attach charms to them. For example, maybe you like a cool gold tone charm. Now, gold tone is really big in jewelry. Cameos are sort of a timeless thing. I have a bunch of these. I love these. I think they're so much fun. You might like birdies. So I've got some little enameled birds. Enameled charms are really popular right now for earrings, for bracelets, for necklaces. So, find some cute charms that you like. Maybe you've got some vintage charms. These have a little bit of imperfection on them because they are vintage, but they are really interesting and unique. So all you need in that particular case is just your charms and your ear wires. Now I'm going to show you, and I've got beads here too, because beads are another thing that you can use to make earrings. And I'll set those aside for a minute. I want to show you, here's another vintage charm that I acquired. This is a gorgeous carved flower, and it's got a bail on top. I don't know how old this is, and I'm not even really sure what it's made of, but it's stunning. And I thought, what a beautiful piece to put on a simple kidney ear wire. By the way, kidney ear wires are also available in different sizes. It's the big ones for me and the ones that always get the most attention. So this is how easy it is to make an earring. If you've got a charm with a loop on it, and a lot of your charms have loops on them, the little birdie has the loop. All you do is you take your ear wire and you drop this into the little divot there in the wire. And what I like to do with kidney ear wires is give them a little pinch, because they will actually prevent that charm from moving around too much and coming off potentially. So I close that guy up. And then because you still need to latch this, when you press that in, it does kind of take the angle of your little latch downward or upward a little bit. So I kind of flatten it out, and then I'll take another look, and I might give this one more pinch. And then you have this elegant, simple earring. I mean, that is the most simple earring that there is. Just taking an ear wire and attaching a charm. And you can find charms anywhere, everywhere. I find things on Facebook in crafter D-stashes. And I think that's where I got these little beauties. I think that may have been where I found these as well, but these charms were kind of an online purchase from, I think, one of the big jewelry supply companies that you see out there. So, just look for a charm that you like. You can find them at Michael's and other craft stores. Here's another idea for you too. So this is also very simple. If you find a charm that looks like this, actually this one doesn't have anything on it. If you find a charm like this, it has 2 loops. This is considered a connector, and you can take an ear wire. So in this case, I've got one of my French hook ear wires, super easy to work with. I usually just open it up a little bit. I just kind of twist with my pliers, and you can take your connector, add it, and then you can close that back up by twisting again. And then I give it a little pinch to tighten that up. Now you've got tons of possibilities from here. So if you wanted to add another charm, you can take a charm and attach it to the bottom, or you can attach a bead. Now I can show you how I do this. So look at this gorgeous faceted glass bead. That is absolutely stunning, and the blue goes so nicely with my little snowflake here. So if you like something like that and you want to recreate something like that, you need something called a head pin. Let my camera focus. So this is a head pin, and a head pin, you might see them in different forms. This one is a ball end head pin. So it's got that little ball of metal. There are also flat end head pins. Let me show you one of those that looks like this. So it's just a little flat piece of metal. And what the intention is for you to put something on this so that you can attach it to something else. So most of the time you're going to be working with beads to put something onto your head pin. So I think I used the ball end for the first one. So I'm just going to show you, this technique is a little bit more advanced, but still something that's fairly easy to do once you get the hang of it. There are a couple of different ways that you can make loops. I'm going to show you just really quickly how to do a wire wrapped loop. So you can do a simple loop, which I'll also show you. I'm actually terrible at simple loops. I don't think they're simple personally, but the wire wrap loop speaks to me. So I've got a pair of round nose pliers, and these round nose pliers are 2 round barrels. And these are also very readily available. So you could pick this up at a craft store. You can find these online. All of the jewelry supply companies are going to have some form, and a lot of, bead shops and jewelry supply companies sell like starter kits. So they'll have round nose pliers and some chain nose pliers and some cutters and things. So if you're really interested in getting started, a starter kit is always good. And if anybody needs advice on where to go and what to get, I'm happy to give that advice. Just get in touch with me and I can give you that advice. So here's my bead. And I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, and I'm just going to hold on a little bit from the end of the plier and just a little bit above that bead. Now, there's a lot of different ways that people do this. I do mine a little bit strangely, people tell me, but this is how I learned. So I'm going to push my head pin forward, and then I'm going to push it behind onto that other barrel, and I'm going to wrap it, kind of crisscross the wire. And then I'm going to kind of straighten out the bead and straighten out the loop so that the loop is kind of straight upwards. And then we're going to do our wrapping. So we're going to take that wire on this and wrap it around the base of that head pin. And this is not my best wrapping job, to be honest, but you get the point. You are wrapping, you're doing a little wrapping, and that will secure the wire. And then I usually have a little bit of excess that I'll end up trimming off. And then I'll come in with some pliers and just kind of tighten up that, that little piece of wire, tuck in that little piece of wire. And then you've got a loop. Now you can take that and you can actually attach it directly. So we could have done that and attached this, but another way, a little bit of an easier way, if you're not an experienced wire wrapper, is you can use what's called a jump ring. So I'm throwing a bunch of things at you tonight. So this is a jump ring, and it's just a little wire ring. You see it's got a little split in it. And what I'm going to do is open this guy up, and let me grab my pliers. I'm just trying to get a good view. I'm going to use 2 pairs of pliers, and let's see if my camera will focus for me. And I'm going to take my 2 pliers and I'm going to twist them. So you never want to pull it apart. You always want to do like this kind of motion. And I'm going to come in with my connector, and then I'm going to grab my wire wrapped bead, and then I'm going to twist that jump ring closed, and I've made a connection. So that is a super easy way to make an earring. If you know how to do a wire wrap, and I didn't do the best wire wrap to set an example for you, but it is something I've practiced over the years. I'm much better at it than I used to be. But here is just a really simple pair of earrings, little nice winter style earring. Now I'll show you just a few other ideas, a few other things you can think about, and then I'll also show you a simple loop. So I also recently acquired these vintage connectors. These are of plastic, but they have a metal rim around them, and they are really lovely looking. So I love big earrings, but I can't wear heavy earrings. So this is an answer to that, is a lovely vintage piece that actually looks like glass. I mean, that to me looks like glass. So with this one, I found not a vintage bead, but a vintage inspired bead. And this one I actually wrapped directly to the connector piece. So it's a metal bead with some rhinestones, and I just wrapped it on, and I didn't use a jump ring in this case. So that's an example of how you can wire wrap directly to something. And then let me show you this idea. So if you have a longer head pin, that head pin I showed you a minute ago, do I have another one? I don't have another one handy, but this one is like a 3-inch head pin. This is that flat end head pin. Something you can do with this is create a little bit of a stack. So you can come in and add beads and wire wrap the top, and you've created a bigger earring all on one head pin. That's one way to do it. So I'll grab the 3 pieces, just easy peasy, this big, beautiful faceted glass bead, a little metal spacer bead, and then I cut up a necklace, which is something I've shown you guys before. I love to do that. Found this cool metal bead, and then you just do a wire wrap loop up top, and then you can attach it to an ear wire. So just creating a loop. Let's see if I can make this one any better than the one before. Sometimes the head pins that you pick could make or break how your wire wrap loops come out, because some are too heavy, some are too thin, but that one's a little bit better. And so this just then goes on to an ear wire. So easy and simple. I'll show you one more technique. I've got another head pin here. This is a long gold head pin, a gold tone head pin with a ball end. And this one, I'm just going to take and put on a bead. I wouldn't necessarily pair these two things up together, but to show you a simple loop, let's see if I can do a simple loop tonight. So I'm going to come in with a pair of chain nose pliers. These are precision chain nose pliers by Xuron. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to bend my head pin at a 90-degree angle. Then, unfortunately, I'm going to waste a bunch of this wire. I'm going to come down and I'm going to cut till I have maybe that's, just shy of 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to use those round nose pliers. Remember, this is called a simple loop. I'm not sure I agree, but but some people find this much easier to do. So you can take the tip of your pliers and you can just start to make a curve and then pull and create a loop. Now let's see what my loop looks like. Ugh, not great. See, it's just a little bit foreign to me. So I'm going to push my bead, and then I'm going to come in with some flat nose pliers, and that looks okay to me. That's an okay loop. And what you would do from here, if you have a connector, so let's just pretend that this matches. Then you've got something that you can open and close. So you can take this loop and you would twist it open. So you're doing this motion, not this motion. And you would take it and attach it to your loop, and then come in and close up that loop. And then you've just got a simple way to connect two things together. So I threw a lot at you, but bottom line is these are all simple techniques, especially this one. And if you just want a simple, here, let's do a little birdie. Let's do the birdies because the birdies are adorable. You have a cute charm you love, you found at a craft store, or you found at a garage sale, or someone sent you some cute charms because you're a crafter. Simple little birdie earring. Simple. You guys can do this. I am totally convinced.